Hello, everyone. The British royal family story is entering yet another turbulent chapter with whispers surrounding one of its most talked about couples, Harry and Meghan. Tensions are rising, and many are wondering, are they genuinely seeking justice, or are they caught up in crafting a narrative that risks overshadowing family bonds? Their latest move has raised eyebrows, especially as it involves Princess Eugenie. What was once a cherished family relationship now seems complicated by strategic motives. Could this be a heartfelt attempt to rebuild ties, or might it be a calculated move aimed at reclaiming the spotlight? This situation extends beyond family dynamics, drawing attention to the delicate balance between personal relationships and public perception. It's a stark clash between tradition and self-centered ambition. Princess Eugenie now faces a delicate dilemma, feeling torn between loyalty to her cousin and preserving her own dignity. It's unsettling that Harry and Meghan, in their relentless bid for attention, would put her in such a difficult position as though she's a family insider forced to navigate conflicting loyalties. Their actions reveal an intention beyond simply reconnecting. It's about leveraging Eugenie's royal standing while sidelining her independence. Consider her appearance in the Netflix documentary not merely a family moment, but seemingly part of a calculated strategy to advance the Sussex narrative at Eugenie's expense. In doing so, they risk turning her into a minor character in their own story, leaving her image exposed. Then there's the timing news of Harry and Meghan's interest in properties in Portugal, just as Eugenie and her husband Jack are spending time there, has certainly raised suspicions. Is this just a coincidence, or yet another attempt by Meghan to surround herself with royals? This behavior seems to fit a familiar pattern of calculated maneuvering. In contrast to the Sussexes' ongoing media spectacles, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, stand out as models of grace and dignity. While Harry and Meghan's actions often keep them in the spotlight, William and Catherine remain committed to their royal duties, embodying values of service and respect. Catherine's recent health challenges have only underscored their resilience, highlighting an even starker contrast between the two couples. As this family drama continues, Princess Eugenie appears to be reaching a breaking point. Her efforts to maintain ties with Harry, who has openly criticized the royal family, have placed her in an almost impossible situation, as though she's walking a tightrope over fire. One wrong step could lead to a public fallout, leaving Princess Eugenie trapped between two feuding sides. This isn't any ordinary family drama, it's a high-stakes game of royal chess on a global stage, where the stakes are painfully high. King Charles also faces the repercussions of Harry and Meghan's actions as he works to modernize the monarchy. The constant chaos they create from afar threatens to derail his efforts. Now, with the couple seemingly trying to draw Eugenie into their plans, the fragile balance between family loyalty and respect is put to the test. The difference between Eugenie's calm composure and the Sussexes' flair for drama is striking. While she embodies dignity and discretion, Harry and Meghan appear unable to avoid stirring up new controversies. As we observe this ongoing saga, it's clear that the couple's approach is fueled by a sense of urgency, with many of their ventures failing to deliver the results they anticipated. They appear intent on using their last remaining royal connection, but history has shown that manipulation rarely results in genuine reconciliation. Real bonds are built on respect and sincerity, not through coercion or self-serving motives. Princess Eugenie now stands at a crossroads. If she continues her relationship with the Sussexes, every interaction will be closely examined. If she distances herself, she risks being seen as yet another who has betrayed them. It's a lose-lose situation shaped entirely by Harry and Meghan's impulsive actions. This captivating chapter in royal history reminds us that true royalty is defined by actions, not sensational headlines. As working royals continue to model service and dignity, the Sussexes' attempts to cling to their royal connections appear increasingly futile. The monarchy, grounded in principles far beyond the sensationalism Harry and Meghan embody, has withstood the test of time. From an outside perspective, it seems the Sussexes are trying to build a new narrative, casting themselves as the misunderstood ones in a world unwilling to see their side. They seem to cast themselves as heroes battling against the oppressive forces of the royal family, but in doing so, their methods, especially concerning Eugenie, reveal a reliance on manipulation. It's almost amusing to see them play these moves, like watching an amateur magician whose tricks are no longer impressive but embarrassingly transparent. Meghan's attempts to position Eugenie as her insider appear misguided, as if she misunderstands both family dynamics and Eugenie herself. Eugenie has her own life, her own priorities, and a reputation to uphold. It's ironic that Meghan, who has been vocal about breaking free from royal limitations, now appears eager to pull another royal into her tangled web. The desperation is evident, and it's hard not to shake one's head at the absurdity of it all. Harry and Meghan seem to rely on a portrayal of closeness with the family, aiming to present themselves as still woven into the royal fold, though the reality suggests otherwise. Yet this facade is falling apart. Their persistent push to be involved in royal events through calculated appearances or subtle attempts to join family gatherings reveals a serious miscalculation. They're not just unwelcome guests, they're like the clowns of the royal stage, sparking irritation rather than sympathy. Their bold moves to appear relevant only highlight their disconnect from royal values, where actions carry far more weight than words. While Eugenie carefully balances her loyalty to family with the intense public spotlight, Harry and Meghan seem to be paddling against the current. Their repeated efforts to frame themselves as enlightened outsiders increasingly come across as desperate, leaving observers shaking their heads at their persistent attempts to intrude. Timing is everything in royal circles, yet Harry and Meghan often miss the mark, with their moves coinciding awkwardly with significant family moments, creating a sense of opportunism. Take, for instance, their interest in properties in Portugal just as Eugenie and Jack were vacationing there. This odd coincidence not only raised eyebrows but also struck some as surprisingly bold. It's like trying to build a friendly relationship while openly capitalizing on someone else's circumstances, a tactic that seems more intrusive than sincere. It's as though they think no one is paying attention, that their actions won't come under the spotlight. But royal watchers notice everything, every glance, every smile, and every attempt to grab attention. Harry and Meghan's connection to celebrity culture adds even more complexity to their attempts to reconnect with royal life. They've embraced a world where scandal and drama are celebrated, seemingly unaware that these qualities clash with the dignity expected from royalty. Their frequent steps into the Hollywood spotlight raise an important question: can they really return to a life rooted in tradition and respect? This tug of war paints a picture of two people caught between two very different worlds. Their quest to build relationships with A-list stars, while also claiming they want privacy, comes across as insincere, even laughable at times. This back and forth only adds to the sense that they're out of touch with reality. Eugenie's role as a potential bridge between the Sussexes and the royal family is a challenging one. While Harry and Meghan may view her as an ally, the reality is far from ideal. They appear to see her less as a family member deserving of care and respect, and more as a tool for advancing their own image. This tendency isn't new for Harry and Meghan, who have shown a pattern of using those around them to push their own narrative. But it's a risky approach. Royal observers are well aware of the underlying tensions, and Eugenie herself has to tread carefully, balancing loyalty and dignity. The weight on her shoulders is heavy, and it's hard not to feel for her as she tries to keep peace amid the conflict. She's caught in the middle, navigating alone, while Harry and Meghan continue to act as though they're the true targets of a greater scheme against them. As the Sussexes continue their show, the royal family, especially William and Catherine, has responded with remarkable restraint and grace. They reflect the values of the monarchy, providing a calm contrast to Harry and Meghan's turbulence. While the Sussexes struggle to stay relevant, William and Catherine stay focused on their duties, fulfilling the roles and responsibilities they hold. This difference highlights not only Harry and Meghan's lack of maturity, but also a deep misunderstanding of what it truly means to be royal. Real royal status isn't about seeking attention, it's about commitment and service. As the Sussexes flounder, the royal family stands strong, proving that actions ultimately speak louder than any publicity stunt Harry and Meghan might attempt. This ongoing drama raises serious questions about legacy. Harry and Meghan's constant quest for fame might just endanger their lasting place in royal history. With each self-centered move, they risk not only their own reputation, but also the image of the entire royal family. In their pursuit of attention, they seem to overlook that true legacies are built on honesty, not drama. By spinning narratives and stirring up division, they could find themselves remembered in royal history, not as the heroes they imagine, but as examples of how not to behave in the spotlight. Their actions show a pattern that favors personal gain over family ties and public duty. Meanwhile, royal watchers and commentators are buzzing over the Sussexes' behavior. Online discussions have become a heated debate, with opinions flying in all directions. Supporters of the monarchy view Harry and Meghan as outsiders, while their fans continue to see them as bold trailblazers. The irony is that their attempts to disrupt the royal family have only strengthened public support for the very institution they're challenging. People's fascination with royal drama is undeniable, and Harry and Meghan have become a real-life soap opera. Each new reveal, every dramatic turn, only fuels interest in their story, leaving critics both amused and shocked at their actions. It's a strange dance, and one can't help but wonder how long they'll keep it up before the act ends. Looking ahead, it's clear that Harry and Meghan are at a critical point. Their path is filled with risk, and the impact of their choices is beginning to show. The royal family isn't a tool for personal gain, it's a centuries-old institution built on tradition and duty. The Sussexes' attempts to reshape the narrative may ultimately backfire, leading them down a path with no way back. What will the next chapter bring? Will they continue to struggle in their quest to reclaim their influence, or will they finally come to terms with reality? The answers are still unknown, but one thing is clear: the drama will continue, captivating both supporters and critics as this royal story unfolds. In the world of royalty, reputation is everything. Once damaged, it's nearly impossible to restore. As Harry and Meghan continue their reckless search for attention, they risk letting their reputation slip further from reach. The contrast between their actions and the values cherished by the royal family is becoming more glaring, and the impact of their choices may be harsher than they realize. Each misstep only strengthens the view that they may not be suited to the responsibilities of royalty. Their position is becoming increasingly fragile, and as they sink further into their own web of controversy, the chance for redemption fades. What once seemed like a promising story of reform and enlightenment is quickly turning into one of scandal and ridicule. Harry and Meghan's ambition is unmistakable, but it's coming at a steep cost. Their relentless drive for personal gain has distanced them from their family and the values they once claimed to hold dear. The more they attempt to manipulate those around them, the more their true intentions seem to emerge. What started as a pursuit of happiness and independence has become a frantic bid for relevance, with little regard for the hurt left behind. Genuine connections are founded on respect, trust, and understanding, qualities that appear to escape Harry and Meghan entirely. Meanwhile, the royal family remains a symbol of tradition and dignity, standing firm amidst the turmoil the Sussexes have stirred up. As we witness this unfolding drama, we can only hope the monarchy's strength endures, preserving its values for generations to come. The story of Harry and Meghan has transformed into a modern fairy tale gone wrong, where the once adoring public now watches with a mix of amusement and disbelief. The couple clumsily navigates their own self-created saga, a tangled blend of celebrity ambitions behind a royal mask, growing more absurd with each day. It's as if they are living in a constant reality show, endlessly seeking attention while embodying cringe-worthy spectacle. At the core of this spectacle lies a clear disconnect. Harry and Meghan seem to misunderstand the very essence of royal life. They've crafted a tale of victimhood that's as transparent as it is exhausting, turning family bonds into fuel for their personal brand. The boldness with which they pull loved ones into their whirlwind narrative is both captivating and unsettling. It's as if they see themselves as heroes on a grand quest, fighting against the outdated traditions of the monarchy, when, in reality, they resemble misguided rebels tilting at windmills. Their attempt to draw Eugenie in as an inside source is a striking example of familial manipulation. Believing that a cousin would willingly act as a spy within the royal family shows a level of naivety that's hard to grasp. Watching Meghan try to forge a false alliance while tearing at the very threads of royal unity is like watching a child play dress up in adult clothes. The absurdity is unmistakable. Who are they really trying to fool? The only thing more cringeworthy than their antics is their belief that they can still come across as relatable while flaunting their Hollywood connections and privilege. The irony is hard to miss. Harry and Meghan, who once decried the burdens of royal life, now seem determined to create an even bigger spectacle, making their former roles look mild by comparison. Their endless need for validation has become a tiresome cycle of publicity stunts, each one more exaggerated than the last. It's bewildering to see how far they've drifted from the principles they once claimed to uphold. Then there's the awkwardness of their pursuit of celebrity status. They seem to think that by rubbing shoulders with the listers, they'll gain credibility and influence, yet instead they end up looking like outsiders at a party trying too hard to fit in. Stuck in a loop of seeking approval, they don't seem to realize that their stunts only push them further away from both the royal family and the public. What makes this whole saga so striking is the contrast between Harry and Meghan and the rest of the royal family, who continue to show grace and dignity. Despite facing their own challenges, William and Catherine carry themselves with poise, meeting adversity without the drama that has become Harry and Meghan's hallmark. Their ability to stay focused and committed to their roles offers a clear reminder of what true royalty stands for. It's hard not to admire how William and Catherine have navigated this turbulent period. They serve as a sharp contrast to the Sussexes, who often seem lost and disconnected from reality. William and Catherine remain grounded, staying true to their duties, while Harry and Meghan chase fleeting fame, much like a dog chasing its tail, exhausting, pointless, and ultimately unsatisfying. In the larger story of royal life, it's worth wondering if Harry and Meghan fully grasp the consequences of their actions. Their constant theatrics raise eyebrows and elicit sarcastic comments from those who see past the facade. Every new project, every rebranding attempt feels like yet another desperate cry for attention. It's as though they're holding up a mirror to their own insecurities, and the reflection is hardly flattering. It's almost painful to watch them try to live normal lives while still clinging to their royal titles. Their entire brand is built on a confusing identity that wants to distance itself from the monarchy, yet still uses it for personal gain. The contradictions are overwhelming. They claim to want privacy, yet continue to stage elaborate photo ops and public events that scream, "Look at us, the public is growing tired of their antics." The excitement of celebrity has faded, replaced by a deep sense of exhaustion. People are less interested in the Sussexes' sob stories and more focused on their blatant self-promotion at the expense of their family. As the story continues, it's clear that Harry and Meghan are trapped in a cycle of their own making, desperately holding onto the image of misunderstood outsiders while pushing away those who once supported them. Their attempts to reconcile their past with their present are full of missteps, and the more they try to shape public perception, the more they reveal their own insecurities. Every interview, every documentary serves as a reminder of how tenuous their grasp on reality is. They may have left the royal family, but the consequences of their choices are unavoidable. Worse still, their blatant disregard for the values upheld by the monarchy is a glaring flaw. True royalty isn't just about titles or wealth, it's about service, duty, and deep respect for tradition. Harry and Meghan's relentless pursuit of their own agendas, without regard for these principles, only deepens the divide. Their actions, which they claim represent the institution they were once part of, only emphasize their immaturity and self-centeredness. They seem more focused on shaping their personal narrative than on preserving the legacy they could leave behind. As this royal drama plays out, it's hard not to wonder where it will go. Will Harry and Meghan continue their downward spiral, or will they eventually see the futility of their actions? The public's patience is running out, and their antics are becoming ever more obvious. The glamour of their celebrity will eventually wear off, exposing the emptiness at the heart of their story. In the end, the saga of Harry and Meghan serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of chasing fame at any cost. Their journey is a sharp reminder that integrity, loyalty, and a genuine commitment to family are the true markers of royalty. As they navigate the tricky waters of public opinion and family ties, one can only hope they find their way back to a path of respect and humility. Until then, the spectacle will go on, much to the amusement of royal watchers who can't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all.